What's up, everybody? It's Matt, Comic Order 410. Going to be showing some more of my pickups from Baltimore Comic Con, some stuff I grabbed at local sales over the past 2 months, and some stuff I picked up at a pretty nice little local convention that was dealers only. But before we get into any of that, big thank you once again to my good buddy Evan Leahy. We did a trade, and he threw in some extra books for me because he's an awesome dude. Traded him for this Eagle number 6 by Crystal Comics. Great Neal Vogue series, but this has a pinup in the back and fan art that's pretty much the first published artwork from Adam Hughes. And got a nice reader copy of Death Rattle 8, because I just got mine SIG series last year by Mark Schultz. Really love this. This is the first Xenozoic Tales story. Love the Xenozoic Tales and Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, excuse me. Got another great copy of Akira number 1 in my trade with Evan, and Akira 34. I completed the run, but I still grab issues of Akira when I see them reasonably. And Evan threw in these variants for me. I actually didn't have a single one of them, so it was good picking. I believe this is a variant anyway. It's a great Darwin Cook cover to Justice Society 50. He sent me this Howard the Duck number 1 variant. Did not have that. Sent me this gorgeous Dynamic Forces exclusive Nick Bradshaw variant to Army of Darkness Shop Till You Drop Dead number 1. Got the COA. It's limited to 1,500 copies. Have that full series, but did not have that variant. He knows I'm a big Neal Adams fan. He sent me this All New Inhumans number 5 Neal Adams Black Bolt variant. And this Convergence number 2 David Finch Wonder Woman sketch cover. It's the concept for the costumes. And again, he knows I'm a big Sergio Aragonis fan, so he sent me this Mad variant to Justice League number 19 that Sergio did. So thank you as always, Evan. Really like all the books, and thanks for hooking me up. Got these next 3 books at a 50% off sale, so got a really good deal on these. Journey into Mystery 100. Got this Tales of Suspense 55, great Kirby cover. I believe that's 3rd Mandarin. And got House of Mystery 159. That's 3rd Dial H for Hero. Found this in a dollar bin. I did some really good dollar bin scrounging recently, but not sure the issue number. This is Dell Ghost Stories, and I just grabbed it because I really like this Frank Springer cover. Wasn't going to leave that there for $1. Got a great deal on this because it does have some grease pencil up here. But finally got a copy of Thunderbolt number 1. Very happy to finally own that book. And here's another book I've been looking for a very long time. This is Gold Key's Buck Rogers. It's actually number 2, but it's part 1 of the TV show adaptation. And that completes my Gold Key run of that. But they just continued the numbering from the Buck Rogers one-shot they did ages ago. So this is actually number 2. Tough to find. This is a beautiful copy. Very nice near mint copy. Found a really nice Marvel Premiere number 2 to go with my run. I have really high-grade copies of 1, 2, and 3. Got a number 4. Definitely has some problems, but happy to have it. Got 16. It's 2nd Iron Fist. 22. 23. And 48. I believe that's 2nd appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man. So getting really close to finishing that run. Grabbed this when I saw it. Really nice copy. It just has 1 spine tick down here, and it has this staining up on the top there. Not sure what that is. I may see if a clean can help that, but the price was really nice on that, and it displays beautifully. Got this Steranko cover that I've always wanted, to Strange Tales 167. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous Jim Steranko cover there. Upgraded my Tomb of Dracula #1. Got a really good deal on this copy. It's probably like an 8.0 to 8.5 copy. But great book that I should have bought in the 90s for much less, but happy to have it. Classic Neal Adams cover. Got Tomb of Dracula number 6 at 50% off sale. 8 and 9. So getting a good bit of work done on Tomb of Dracula. I have 1 through 20 knocked out, so that will help. At the small convention, this one shop owner, I guess he must have just got a collection, and he threw a bunch of stuff out for $1. I don't know how well he went through it, but got this gorgeous Neal Adams cover to Action 402 for $1. Action 445, another classic cover there. I don't know if that's Swan. I'll have to look that up. Action 447. And I mean, they're not perfect, but these aren't bad copies at all for, you know, bronze books in a dollar bin. Action 448. Here's a Neal Adams cover to Action 468. Pretty nice, bright, beautiful copy. Action 469. Could not believe these were in the dollar bins, but especially this one. Classic Neal Adams cover, and it's the Whitman variant. I already have this, but for $1, I was blown away that was in there. And found Action 484, the 40th anniversary issue, with this great Garcia Lopez cover. I hope to get him to sign that next time I see him. Again, got this at a half off sale. Batman 244, gorgeous copy of this too. Classic Neal cover. Love to get him to sign it, but I didn't get any books signed by Neal this year because he's charging $50, and I have a lot of books signed by him already. And I love Neal's artwork, but $50 is a lot for a signature. This copy has some problems, but I got a really good deal on it. Gorgeous, gorgeous Jeffrey Jones cover to Wonder Woman 200. I'd like to own all Jones's Wonder Woman covers at some point. These were half off, and they were already cheap. Some of these were as low as $2.50. Got these Neal Adams House of Secrets covers. Great cover to 87. 91. And paid $10 for this. I believe this is my 4th copy of Saga Swamp Thing number 20. Many of you know I'm a huge Swamp Thing fan, and I'm a huge fan of Alan Moore's run. This is his first issue on this book. I think this book's kind of undervalued. 21's no longer undervalued, but to me, this book still has room to grow. I already have a 9.8 that I submitted. I didn't get it pressed, and it came back a 9.8, but this copy's nice enough that this could get submitted too. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. So, still pick that up even though I already had it because it was just good copy, great copy for a good price. Needed this for my run. It's not expensive, but it's not that cheap. Spectacular Spider-Man 27. Finally got a decent copy for a decent price. It's very early Frank Miller Daredevil work. Got X-Men 106, classic Dave Cockrum cover. Gorgeous copy of X-Men 147, another great Cockrum cover. Bright inks on that one. Couldn't believe these were in there so cheap. I do believe this is the Whitman reprint, though, of Micronauts number 1. Got number 2. Look at these great Michael Golden covers. And number 3. Near mint copies of Micronauts 1 through 3 for a couple bucks each. Cannot argue with that at all. Found another copy of this Superman test logo cover to Fury of Firestorm number 61. In my experience, this is the harder of the 2 test logos to find. This is my 2nd copy, and it's actually an upgrade to the copy I already have, and I paid $40 for that, so I was very stoked with that one. Found some more Marvel Bronze Age 30-cent test variants for my run. Got Avengers 146. Beautiful, beautiful copy to the Invaders number 7 30-cent test cover. I mean, this is a nice copy. And this is also first appearance of Baron Blood and Union Jack. So happy to have that one knocked out. A couple of these are doubles. That one I needed. Got Supervillain Team Up number 6 30-cent test cover. Amazing Adventures 36 test cover. These are nice copies too. Amazing Adventures 37. This one's a really sweet copy as well. Avengers 148 30-cent test cover. Cap 197. I was missing that one. Oops. Sorry. And also the Marvel Team Up 48. So, knocked out a few more 30-cent test covers that I needed. So I'm pretty happy about that. Alright. Got some nice books from the 90s Bad Girl phase. Got another copy of Witchblade number 1, but this was 12 bucks and very nice copy, so just grabbed it. Been looking for this for a while. This is a very, very under the radar Adam Hughes cover, and it's a beauty. It's from the 90s. It's from his period where he was doing the Vampirella covers for Harris. And you can really see Dave Stevens' influence on his artwork heavily in this cover. And it's also a cover swipe of the great Matt Baker's classic Phantom Lady cover. Just a beautiful book. It's a prestige format by Verotica Comics, or yes, Verotic Press. It was Glenn Danzig's brief comic publishing imprint in the 90s, but they did get this, and just a gorgeous copy. The guy had 2, and he had 30 bucks on them. I wish I'd actually bought them both, because you don't see them that often. But glad to have it, and I don't see that too often, so I could justify paying that for it. Got this for 2 bucks. Amazing Heroes number 5. Gorgeous, gorgeous Linsner cover from the 90s that I've been looking for a while. Found it on the cheap. Found this for $1. One of the Dawn sketchbooks I was missing. This is one of the limited variants to Dawn Return of the Goddess. It's the variant to number 3. Signed and numbered by Linsner. Very cool looking COA. Like the artwork on that a lot. Limited to 3,500 copies. This is a tough one to find. It's Calliope Comics Presents Musings, number 3. Beautiful Linsner cover again. Don't see that too often. That was 2 bucks. Again, Dave Stevens, one of my all-time favorite artists. I think his artwork is so undervalued. Found a good bit. Got these for $1 each. Rocketeer Adventure Magazine number 2. With this Dave Stevens piece that Dave Dorman painted for him. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite covers. Rocketeer covers of all time. That's a beauty. And another one that Stevens penciled and Paul Chadwick painted. Rocketeer Adventure Magazine 3. Beautiful stuff. Still missing number 1 of that, regrettably. Hope to own that someday. Got this Jungle Comics number 1 with a Dave Stevens cover. As the case is with many Blackthorn Publishing covers. I don't think they did the best justice coloring his work, but been looking for this for a while. This is the King Kong movie adaptation by Monster Comics. Another stunning, stunning Dave Stevens cover. Most of these aren't expensive books. They're just not that easy to find in the wild. Another one I've been looking for, Eclipse Comics 3-Dimensional Seduction of the Innocent. Stunning Dave Stevens Halloween cover. Got 2 copies of this, and I bought them both. This is Space Vixens, and it's this is the 3D Zone number 16, or is it Space Vixen 16? I think it's Space Vixen 16, but I believe this is the only cover he did. I'll take one out. One of these has a pretty rusty staple, but I still bought them both because they were cheap. But yeah, it's a 3D issue, really sturdy paper quality. Look at that cover. I mean, now you see why I bought 2 of these. Stunning Dave Stevens cover there. So, happy to have those. Definitely had some more 90s stuff. Sorry for the delay. Here we go. I apologize. I was just trying to find the rest of the 90s stuff I picked up on the dollar bins and whatnot. Got Silver Wolf Grips #1 for $1. This was a red hot book in the 90s. Preceded Faust for Tim Vigil, and it was really hot. They also had #4, which I did not own. Got a bunch of Rebel editions. These are the reprints of the North Star Fausts, and I couldn't show most of them because the covers are so graphic and have nudity. But here's the Rebel reprint to #1 and #6. But I got a bunch of those in the dollar bin. Very happy to get my hands on these. I did not own these. They're very hard to find in the wild, especially in decent shape. I paid $30 for this set. This is Razor #0. This is a beautiful copy, and it's the signed edition from Everett Hartsoe. Got Razor #1. Really nice copy. #2 with this Tim Vigil cover, and this one is still nice, but could use a press probably. #3 with this Jim Ballant cover. And 4 with a really, really over-the-top gory Linsner cover. Linsner, excuse me, Tim Vigil cover. But happy to finally own those. Found these, all these but one were $1. So, got Animal Mystic #2 for $1. I already own #1. Animal Mystic 3 for $1. Look at that cover. This guy, the dark one, was one of Joseph Michael Linsner's proteges in the 90s, and really was hot. When these books first came out, they were really hot. This is the limited variant to Animal Mystic Annual #1. This was the one that was more than $1. I think this was like $8. But I believe this is limited to 1,000 or 3,000 copies. And then I got Animal Mystic Water Wars #1. All for $1. So paid off waiting for those. Some more dollar bin finds. Got Twisted Tales. This is a Richard Corbin cover. I believe this is #3. Yeah, #3. And Howler Mouse pointed this out to me at Baltimore Comic Con and said, "Do you have this?" Because he knows I like Richard Corbin. So big thank you on that, Tim. Twisted Tales #4. These have some great, great horror stories in them if you're a fan and have not read them. They're very undervalued. Wrightson did a gorgeous cover to #2, I think it was. They got him to sign, but here's another gorgeous Richard Corbin cover to Twisted Tales 5 and 6. Stunning covers on here. It's John Bolton on that one. Found a ton of Death Rattles in the dollar bin. Got Volume 1, #2, #4, #6, #9. A lot of these I was missing. #10. Frank Frazetta worked on that issue. This is Volume 2, #1. I actually found 2 copies of this. Got them both because I love this Mark Schultz cover. So got 2 copies of Death Rattle #1. And then there's #5 and #4 out of order. But yeah, did some good work in the dollar bins. I found a really nice book. I'll probably have to show that in my next video. This was $5 on sale. Nice near mint copy of Captain N, the Game Master. Grab these Valiant Nintendo books when I can find them now. The Zeldas are stupid every time I see them. Any common issue people want $10 at least for. Glad to have that. Got another Magnus Robot Fighter #1 because it was half off, so it was like $2 or $2.50. Gorgeous copy. Near mint copy of Albatross Goo number 3. I already have it, but this is definitely an upgrade. This is a perfect copy. Great Norman Rockwell homage by Eric Powell. Got Dark Horse Presents 157 early Goon stuff. Tough to find. All these copies are gorgeous. This is a tough series to put together. Rob Zombie's Spook Show International number 1 from CrossGen. Very tough book to find. And this cover is by J. Scott Campbell. I think it's one of his more overlooked covers. And it's a nice looking cover. The line work is very clean on that. So yeah. When I saw that copy, I shelled out $10 for that happily. Got Hellboy Seed of Destruction number 1. This is for Hellboy's first solo book, if you will, outside like Dark Horse Presents and Next Men and all. That was his first solo mini. Got a nice copy of Noble Causes number 3. This is first appearance of Invincible. Really happy to get this. This is Golgo 13, The Impossible Hit number 1 from back in the day. Found Pacific Gru number 7 in the dollar bin. I still need a couple issues of that Pacific mini. So I was glad to find that so cheap. This is now my 3rd set of The Hobbit. This is by Eclipse. I had a little trouble finishing my first set. I needed number 3 forever. Found it, and since then I've found 2 sets of it at sales for like, this was $5, so wasn't going to leave it there. This will be my reader set. David Wenzel's art on this is unbelievable. I highly recommend this to anyone. Prestige format from Eclipse. The Hobbit number 1, number 2, and number 3. Really think Wenzel is one of the most underrated artists out there. Got Miracle Man, A Dream of Flying trade paperback. This is the Eclipse version. They're very, very tough to find. And they were in high demand for many, many years because these weren't able to be reprinted because of the legal dispute between Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman over the rights. So very happy to have that for my Miracle Man collection. Found this. This is a Spider-Man Carnage trade paperback, from the 90s. Very tough to find. I saw it for a great price and it was in nice shape, so I grabbed it. Last up, some more books. Found this in the dollar bin too. Detective 574. Pretty nice copy too. Alan Davis cover. Found some G.I. Joes for my run. Getting close to finishing it. These are some of the later tough to find issues. Got a 146, 152, and 153, and 147. So getting close to finishing that run as well. Really close on G.I. Joe. Got an Ultimate X number 1. I bought this mini when it came out, but my shop, I didn't ask for it in time. I didn't realize it was Art Adams, and my shop only had the second print. So my number 1 was the second print. Got this number 1 at a sale for half off. Got a nice price on that. Should have owned it already because it wasn't worth anything for years, but got it taken care of now. Found this in the dollar bin. What a gorgeous Campbell cover here. You know, I think his line work back then, the people he had inking him, so much better. Look at this cover to Battle of the Planets Thundercats number 1. Buy that in a dollar bin all day. Found this Campbell cover to Rawhide Kid number 5. Didn't know about this one, but snatched it up when I saw it. It was $2 or $3. And then found a Two Gun Kid number 1 with an Eric Powell cover. So I was happy to find these guys doing covers for these modern Marvel Westerns. I think that's pretty badass. Speaking of badass, got this Red Sonja 50 Art Adams cover. Already had the full run, but whether or not I have this cover, I'm going to buy it again for $1. Got a good deal on Grendel number 2. Now I just need Grendel number 3, and I have First appearance of Grendel Volume 1 and Grendel Volume 2 all completed. And Warchild. Found the TMNT Michelangelo one-shot. Very reasonably priced, nice copy. And just got a tremendous stealth buy on this. This was in the dollar bins. Got Milk and Cheese #1 for $1. So, yeah, was very happy with that. And love Evan Dorkin's work. So it fell into good hands. I'm not just going to resell it. It's for my collection. So very happy to have that. I'll try and do another video sometime in the next week and show the rest of the stuff I got, because I got lots of variants from Baltimore and sales. They had a big variant sale. And I got a ton of great underground comics at Baltimore in the small con, and including one that I've been wanting for many, many years and finally found the first print of. So very stoked, and I'll get back with those at some point. But everyone, as always, I thank you for your time. Sorry to have blabbered on so long. Everyone, take care of yourselves and enjoy your comics.